Here are 4 football fans representing 4 different Premier League clubs. They've all been put in a room together to find out if all Premier League football fans think the same. The concept is really simple. I read out a statement like this: VAR should be scrapped entirely from the Premier League. And then they move left or right depending on whether they strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree.
No, sorry. Sorry.
If you enjoy this concept, then make sure to leave a like. Let me know what clubs or league I should do in the future, and comment down below if you want a part 2 with different clubs from the Premier League. This might be like a little age gap going on here, was it?
Old school.
This is the difference. Why are you in strongly agree for it being scrapped?
It hasn't worked. We really wanted it to work. It should work, but there's no way it's been done. We're at football games and we're hating it. You score, you don't know how to celebrate, not celebrate. It's not being done properly, and if they can't get it right, they've had it long enough.
Not the technology, it's the people in control of it. You see it every week. We're talking about 4 or 5 major decisions.
Exactly. But that's my point. They can't get it right, and they haven't got it right.
But the technology is good, though.
You've got to have like an external team doing it. You can't have referees refereeing the game and doing a VAR because people are scared to undermine their colleagues and all that sort of thing. Bring in semi-automatic offsides. If it takes 2-3 minutes to make a decision, it's better to get the right decision than a wrong one. It's just the people implementing it are terrible.
But I do agree with you, though. It does take out the passion of the game.
There are certain rules in VAR that just don't make sense anyway. If the ref blows the whistle to play on, like what happened in our game, they can't stop the game. Even if it is the complete wrong decision, you can't stop the game. Game has to go on. So even when we heard the VAR audio when it came through, when they realised the refs blew the whistle, refs got on, they couldn't do anything. So there's certain rules within VAR I don't agree with that. These are certain rules within VAR that need to change. And I don't think it's the technology, I think it's who's controlling technology. I mean, we'd be unbeaten if it wasn't for the Luis Diaz thing, but I'm just saying.
The 3 p.m. blackout is outdated.
Yeah, let's get over here.
Nice. Is that all strongly agree? Yeah.
Actually, sorry.
Disagree?
I'm going to go.
Disagree, right?
Oh, agree, right?
Agree.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
But wait, where are you? Are you strongly agree?
I'm in the middle. Am I just in the middle?
I was like, is he strongly agree or not? Okay.
I just think it's archaic. It's a thing of the past now. Like, it's not going to stop people from going to the grounds. Football grounds are always going to be sold out in the Premier League. The fact nowadays as well, like, you've got to pay Sky, you've got to pay BT, you've got to pay Amazon, you've got to pay all these things to watch your team, right? And you can't even watch all the games.
It was brought in because to stop the lower league clubs losing their attendance. I'm sorry, if I'm a Leyton Orient fan, I'm not going to miss a game because Chelsea are playing Liverpool. I'm still going to go to the game. And we've got the ability to record most of these games anyway now, so if you want to watch it, or obviously watch Match of the Day later in the day.
Can I go over here, or is it too late?
Yeah, you can change your there you go.
It's hard to explain because I do agree. It's not that I don't agree. I just think I understand the other side to generate money. But there's enough money in the Premier League to generate and to filter down to the lower leagues as well.
One thing I will say as well, I would love like a Netflix style, like a pass. Like, you know how NBA got like the season pass?
Yeah.
You just pay what, 30 quid? I don't know,
Watch your team every week.
However much it is.
Home and away.
Yeah, £100 a year, however much it is. You pay it and you get access to all the games.
I like the idea of maybe doing your own club, so at least it's not every single game.
Yeah.
You get access to all Spurs ones for myself, for example.
So it's like a season ticket, but you get to watch it on the go.
Yeah. I like this.
Like, if I'm on a train.
We got it.
But Surfshark will be able to help you right now.
Watching any football match online is easy.
Surfshark has 3,200 plus servers in 100 countries, so you can access any sporting stream that is shown anywhere around the world. And you might be thinking, can you watch sport on holiday? Well, yeah, you can set your location to the UK from anywhere in the world, which means you can access BBC iPlayer, you can access Sky, so you can watch all of your favorite TV shows and sporting events. There will be a lot of Netflix shows that aren't shown in the UK, so what you can do is change your location to the United States and unlock an amazing library of shows from your home.
You feel safe when surfing the web.
A VPN encrypts your online data and makes sure that your personal information is safe while you're surfing the web online. Now for me, I like to go on the tube and watch stuff using the public Wi-Fi, but those sort of networks are very easy for hackers to get your information. So using a VPN will stop them in their tracks and make surfing the web that much safer. And the maddest part about it is you watching it right now can get an exclusive Surfshark holiday deal by entering promo code Achillea to get up to 6 additional months for free. Follow the link in the description below. And let's get back to see what the Premier League fans think. The Invincibles, or the best Premier League side?
Yeah, right.
I was going to say, don't you dare go over there. Oh, we have a little contemplation. A slow moment to disagree.
How can you even be near that?
Who do we think is the best team then if you're in disagreement?
Slight bias, but Chelsea 04-05, the first Mourinho season, 15 goals conceded in the whole season. We lost one game. Dodgy penalty decision up at Man City. I think look at some of the Man City side, the Centurions, the treble winning team. Chelsea.
Funny it's Chelsea Spurs, by the
Yeah.
way.
No, but Chelsea, United teams, City teams, Liverpool teams, I think have been
Liverpool
better.
were runners up.
Yeah,
when they were runners up
better.
with 90.
They were better.
How many points?
That was the point.
We're better than Arsenal.
That's the exact point I was going to make. The team that we didn't win the league with, for me, can go toe-to-toe with the Invincibles or even go and win a game against them, simply because we finished on 98 points with one Premier League loss. Even if we drew that City game, we could have lost the league and gone unbeaten. They're going to call us Invincibles?
I think the modern game has developed a lot. I think if you compare it to back then as well, again, it's only 20 years or whatever.
No, football was better back then, trust me.
But now it's more competitive, isn't it now?
That's what I'm saying.
Beforehand, you could pick the top 4 every single season. The rest of the league weren't that competitive. Now, the whole league is so competitive.
Aston Villa should now be considered title contenders. Agree or disagree? Ooh, okay, I like it. Go on then, once hit us. Why do you agree with that statement?
I really like Ange. I think he's outside of the 3-horse race that we're considering. I think he's probably the most adept and the manager that has surprised me the most. But you see, Unai Emery, he has that clout, he has that experience to get his team over the line in cup competitions. These are the things that people aren't seeing, that Villa are rotating and going toe-to-toe with Manchester City and beating Arsenal within the same week.
I don't think their away form's good enough to start with. Home form's phenomenal, 15 on a bounce, outstanding. I think Emery's a fantastic manager, don't get the respect that he deserves. But I think with Conference League as well, they're probably going to go deep into that. You'd fancy them to win it. I just don't think they've got quite enough. And even though they're very, very good, let's be real, they're not as good as City, they're not as good as Liverpool, and they're not as good as Arsenal. Even though they can beat them on their day over a course of a season, they're not going to be consistent enough.
But don't you think Liverpool, Arsenal and City are moving a bit spooky? As like, us three are not convincing.
No, but you've got to know how though. You've got to know how.
Over the course of the season,
of course, yeah.
When it gets to the business end, especially Man City, we all know they can go on 17-game winning bounce. You know, they're missing Kevin De Bruyne at the moment. But what I will say, they'll definitely be, I think they're in the top 4 contenders now. Like
Champions
in that
League
mix,
for sure.
Champions League,
Yeah.
you know, definitely Europa, I think is pretty nailed on for them at this point of the season. So yeah, I just think saying title challenges is different to saying competing for top 4 and top 6. So for me, I just don't see them being title challengers.
The standard of refereeing in the Premier League is at an all-time low. I'm on to sort of worst times.
Are you right?
Disagree.
Is he?
You know, agrees on this side.
Is he thinking about when they lost the league and is he thinking maybe about them?
I want to hear from him first.
For me, I just feel like it's the VAR that are messing it all up. So if you're counting VAR, I'll probably move over there. But in terms of on-field refereeing decisions, I don't think they've been as diabolical as they have been.
You can't expect a Liverpool fan to have a reasonable idea about refereeing. So it's been trained by Klopp, hasn't he?
I strongly disagree. I think just using the Chelsea-Brighton game as an example, he's given a penalty on the field. The ball
hit him in the face.
In his face. And then VAR's overturned it. Rightly so, because it was never a penalty. On the pitch, horrendous, like really bad decisions going on. VAR, terrible. So if you take officiating as a whole, I think it's so bad at the moment.
Do you think the VAR is almost acting like a safety net for them?
It is. They're allowed to make mistakes. They feel like they're allowed to make mistakes. So if I get this wrong, then the VAR is going to do it. I don't mind on-field mistakes because you get a split second to do it. The biggest problem is then when you've got multiple angles to look at it and minutes spent looking at it and you're still getting it wrong. That's the big problem.
Why I do agree.
But let's make it clear. They're still officials that are in charge of it. So the officiating is at an all-time low because there are referees in the VAR and making those decisions. So it's horrendous.
What happened to
there's no
judging?
common sense,
Yeah. There is no common sense anymore. So now any little kick a ball away, oh, that's a yellow card. We're getting so many players suspended. I don't know who to pick on my fantasy team. It's just ridiculous. Everyone's getting booked for no reasons.
Man United versus Liverpool is the biggest rivalry in the Premier League. I mean, I expect the Liverpool fans to strongly agree.
Don't hate, appreciate. The NLD's cute.
Do you know what? That is a good one.
The 2 biggest teams in the country who, again, have had their moments of dominance. Like, I look at the other rivalries as local rivalries. Do you know what I mean? As a Liverpool fan, hate Everton. As someone who's from London, dislike Arsenal, kind of dislike Tottenham a little bit. But in terms of who I hate, the scum, it's Man United. Like, I can't have them winning any trophies and catching up in the legacy. So it's that deep-rooted hatred for me.
I'm going to change.
Disagree.
You didn't manage to convince me.
I've been thinking about it.
You're supposed to be convinced by the argument.
I've been mulling it over. You're talking right now, yeah? As of right now?
Yeah,
Yeah. So as of right now, I don't think it is that. So because Man United have fallen off so badly.
What do you reckon then? Brighton, Crystal Palace?
Very good. No, but I'd argue even like Spurs, Arsenal, because they're both doing pretty well now.
Depends what you base it on, though, isn't it?
But,
Do you know what?
do you know why I have to disagree with that? Because for me, Spurs, before the Poch era, it was almost a big brother, and it's a big brother, little brother thing. It wasn't a, like, you see what I'm saying? Now, I understand because I think Spurs are on their way to building something really special, but
That's why I think the Merseyside derby's lost a little bit.
Because
Everton aren't competing for anything. So
exactly.
I think just location is not enough. It's got to be like location plays into it, but then competitiveness of the two teams as well. I know United aren't that competitive right now, but I just still think I can't think of a bigger one. It's like I don't think there is a bigger one.
Modern football is too heavily robotic and statistics driven. Wow, that was very quick to go to strongly agree.
Too many people are obsessed with GNA. They'll look at a player, and if his GNA and his output is not that great, they automatically think that player is terrible. Stats as well can be really heavily misrepresentative as well. Like you could have just done like 100 like 5-yard passes in a game. He's always got 100% pass completion rate, and people think this guy's some sort of unbelievable passing player. Like I just think it's obscuring people's view of the modern game and how good some players actually are.
I do think football is more robotic. Like I think it's generally a chess game. That's why I went straight to strongly agree. I feel like stats have improved the game to an instance where we're able to analyse things away from... So I don't have to go and work at Sky Sports to know all the crazy analytics anymore. The issue is that people sometimes base their whole argument off of numbers and obviously the eye test. But I also think there are also eye test merchants where if someone is aesthetically pleasing and their dribbling style is easy on the eye, they might think it's better than someone who's maybe has a messier style of dribbling, but is very, very clinical, very, very an issue, strong, aggressive.
I think you look at Brentford and Brighton, for example, we've used stats as like to sign players. They're literally, you know, like what's that film called with...
Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Yeah,
it's like similar sort of vibe to that. You've got to look at the eye test as well. You can't just be looking at stats all the time, XG, all this kind of, buzzwords that people are throwing about nowadays. I think you have to have a nice balance of both.
If you looked at someone like Gazza, who probably struggled to get a game now because he hasn't got to go to the bodybuilding and you've got to be a certain style and you've got to play in a certain way. And if you're not doing exactly what the manager says, you'll be out.
If you look at Zidane's numbers, they're not that good, but he's one of the best players to ever play the game.
Yeah. You say same with Dennis Bergkamp as well, someone like Dennis Bergkamp.
Mid-season international breaks should be scrapped.
That Nations League stuff.
That's
Time to go. Look, we talked about earlier about injuries. There's too many injuries, and that's because there's too many games. England playing San Marino, like what's...
Hey, don't do that to San Marino, man. Okay.
I buzz off when they score because I love their Twitter account. But apart from that, like, what is the point? Seriously, what is the point?
They've got to streamline the qualification process. Like, if you're like teams like San Marino, Andorra, all these teams, like you should have to qualify for the qualifiers because these games are just pointless. Like, how many good qualifying games do you watch? Hardly any. They got to do something about it. And there's too many international breaks. There's too much travel involved, particularly like South American players. We got a couple, Liverpool got a few as well.
We've got loads in all.
Yeah, you've got loads as well. Like the travelling is ridiculous. Like the time difference, you're playing games at altitude and you come back on like a Thursday in the middle of the night and you've got a Saturday lunchtime game and you're expected to perform at a top level. It's
Saturday
mad.
lunchtime,
It's
yeah.
mad. It's
I didn't want to bring that up today. I thought it might burn a bit too much.
Disgrace.
But do you know what? I feel like it might be more of an issue for me, or not issue, maybe a solution is scrap the friendly international matches. So then we don't have as many international breaks, but keep it to the
That was the whole point of the Nations League,
stuff.
though, was to get rid of the friendlies. But
we still have
but the
them.
Nations League is just glorified friendlies. Like it's got to go.
All right, final one. Arsenal will win the Premier League season this season. It's taken a while.
I was going to go strongly.
Do you know what?
Dad, you need to decide.
You know what?
Isn't it?
It's not mad to say that.
We know I'm not going
This is
that
no
way,
time to
but-
joke, okay?
No, you can't do it on what you want to happen. That's what you think will happen.
What I think will happen.
I think at this moment in time, Arsenal are best equipped to win the league. But the reason I'm still here is that I can't ignore Man City's business end of the season acceleration. You can't ignore it. And also, we're top of the league right now, so what can I say?
Like for me, you're not going to win a Premier League title with Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah as your centre forward options. It's just not going to happen.
Do you not think they will get Tony though?
Well, it might.
Yeah, there's January window.
If they get Tony, then it's a different conversation. But like as of right now, those two centre forwards are not good enough to win you the league. There's nowhere near enough goals there. And secondly, mentality. They still don't answer the mentality question. Everything with Arsenal feels so overly emotional at like such a early stage of the season. Like when you get to when it really matters. I mean, can they control their emotions?
No disrespect to Manchester City, but everyone's just kind of happy with City to just go and do what they want to do. Like, because it's Arsenal and it's, even if it was Man United or Liverpool, everyone's like, no, this can't happen. This can't happen.
It's
very much possible.
There's a sense of it. Like, I'm not saying it's. I agree. It's very much possible. I just don't think it's going to happen for the centre forward reasons, and because I just don't think they've got the mentality either.
Apart from one good week, I don't think they've played that well this season. I don't understand how they're up there, other than we play on until Arsenal score. I don't understand how they're up there. On their day, they can be absolutely awesome, and I'll say that, hands up. They can be awesome, but they haven't done it this year. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I might change my mind in January, depending on who they bring in. Over-reliance on Saka is a massive problem as well.
It's still Man City for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah, for me.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed that. That was class.
So that was all Prem fans think the same. If you'd like a part 2 with different clubs from the Premier League, or if you'd like a different league entirely, then please make sure to leave a like and comment down below. And once again, massive thank you to Surfshark. Take advantage of this amazing Christmas holiday deal and get up to additional 6 months free using code Achillea or pressing the link in the description. See you next time.